Welcome to Cutting Through the Noise. I'm your host, David Siegel. Each week I game the system to bring you new ideas for a brighter future. Today my guest is Robin Hanson, a professor of economics at George Mason University. He's the author of several books and many papers on AI, prediction markets, signaling, and the future.
Say you want to reform the world. You want to make the world a better place. What you go is to a particular area like school or medicine or politics, and you start out with a theory of what's going on there, and you see a current set of practices, and you evaluate the practices against your theory, and often you come up with ways it could be improved. You say, well, say school is for learning the material, and then you think, well, there are ways to learn material faster. And in fact, we've had decades of education researchers who have studied how more people could learn more material faster in school. And a problem with this whole approach is quite often you just make the wrong assumption from the very first step. You just assume the wrong thing about what the institution is for. So for example, most schools do not adopt these proposals for helping students learn more material faster, plausibly because they don't actually want students to learn more material faster. Students don't want that either. That's not why they're at school. Plausibly, students are at school in order to show off, to show that they're smart, conscientious, conformists, have the right social connections and styles. That's what school is for. And for that purpose, school does a pretty good job.
Is that what professors are for too?
Professors are for teaching in part and research in part, but both of these things aren't quite what they seem. So since students go to school not really to learn the material, the professors don't actually have to do a very good job of teaching the material because that's when students are there. So one of the things students want is prestige, association with prestige. They want to go to a prestigious school, and what makes a prestigious school is prestigious other students, prestigious alumni, and prestigious teachers. So one of the things professors are there to provide the prestige. To say, I am a worthy person, I am an entitled person, I deserve a high income and high status job and later because I was at a prestigious school associated with prestigious people. And so one of the ways in our world we produce prestigious professors is we have them do prestigious research. That's right. You do go to a school where the teachers are excellent teachers, they know material up and down, but they don't do any research. In our world you go, well, who are those people? Come on, what am I, you want to hang around the researchers. So researchers produce that prestige for the students. Researchers also produce prestige for their funders, the patrons who give them money, and for the media, say, who call them up for interviews and quotes. Academia, researchers, produce prestige quite reliably for these various audiences. Now, what researchers say is that they're there for intellectual progress. They're there to expand the world of what we know. But it's not true.
Who's aware of this, by the way, in the whole game?
In almost all areas of life, naive young people are incentivized to tell the usual naive story, the idealistic story. That's what's attractive. If you write a statement of purpose to a school, they don't want to hear that you want to collect signs that you're prestigious. That's not that's going to get you accepted to the school. They want to hear that you want to learn so much and you're so excited to work with people, right? And so similarly, in other areas of life, movies, politics, everywhere else, young people are incentivized to act idealistic. But over the years, after 4 decades in an area, most people kind of learn a few things. The basic facts are we have a set of stories we tell, and then we have the real motivations that drive our behavior, and those are different. And there's a wide range of awareness of that difference. And it varies by person, it varies by context, it varies by profession, it varies. We tend to prefer young people to be idealistic. And so in most areas, young people need to product a basic amount of idealism where it seems a little off. But by the time you're 50, you need to not act quite so idealistic or you'll seem also a little off. You don't get it. There's this old saying that if you're not socialist when you're 20, you don't care, and if you're not capitalist when you're 50, you're stupid. Which carries a little bit of truth. Evolution built you to be clueless to some degree about some important things in the world around you. It built you that way for a reason. Because on average, that was the winning play in the world that you evolved in. So just generically being more truth-oriented and aware of things isn't necessarily a winning move on average. But there are subsets of people for whom it makes more sense. So if, for example, you're going to be a manager or a salespeople where it's especially important for you to be able to read other people and understand their motives, then it might be better for you to be a little more realistic about things. And if you're a social scientist, if your job is to understand the social world and reform it and reform our institutions, then you really need to understand how it's working if you're going to be effective at that. Now, if you just want to be praised, to be published, to be celebrated, to get lots of money and attention, you don't have to be effective in social reform. You just have to tell people the things they want to hear. So you will have to decide, do I care more about being effective, actually understanding the world and actually improving it, or do I want to win the usual social games, become a tenured professor, head of a foundation, a celebrated author? If those are the things you want, then you're probably better advised to find out the things most people want to hear and tell
If
them.
you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to our channel. Come to our website for a daily dose of reality. Become a member of our online community and join us here each week for another insightful interview from Cutting Through the Noise.